some of you may know that I live right on the ocean, right here in Miami Beach, but it doesn't come without its consequences and pitfalls, and that's what I'm gonna show you in today's video. So what you're looking at here is my 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokee, and I'm gonna show you some of the issues that are happening with this car since it's staying outside, parked on the ocean 24/7. First of all, look at this paint here. If you can see, this is like permanent ocean spray. You see I'm rubbing my finger on that? That doesn't come off at all. I've had the car washed a bunch of times. I've tried getting it off with wax and things like that, and it doesn't come off. And I can't believe how messed up this paint is after only not even 2 years. I got this thing in January 2019, so it's almost 2 years, and it's already that bad. But that's not even the half of it, guys. The worst problem right now is the brakes. Look at these rotors. They're completely trashed. And guess what? This is already the second pair of rotors that this Jeep has had, and they're so warped that they need to be replaced again, because when you drive this Jeep, the whole front end will shake because of how bad these rotors are warped. And the biggest issue is not just being on the ocean, it's also because Jeep is using some very shitty materials here for these rotors. There's no reason they should be this rusted out and this corroded after barely a year, because these rotors were put on back in October 2019. And the thing that really sucks this time, they're putting the burden on me. I'm gonna have to replace these brakes at my expense, because starting in January 2020, they no longer cover corroded parts as under their warranty, because this vehicle is still under warranty, but since all of this is corroded, they're not going to cover it. And since I'm gonna have this thing for a couple more years, I need the brakes to be good. I wanna start doing some road trips again real soon. So we need to have good brakes. And this is only part of it. I'm gonna get underneath the car and show you how much rust is actually on this thing. Now this is going to shock you. Look how much rust is already underneath this Jeep. Not even 2 years old. And man, I'm glad I didn't buy it. I'm only leasing it, so in a couple more years, I'm gonna give it back to Jeep, and it's going to be the next person's problem, not mine. I will get a brand new Jeep, or maybe even a different car, since they're using such shitty components on these things now. This is part of oceanfront living, guys. This really sucks that it's this bad after just not even 2 years. Now I want to actually show you how I know for a fact that these are actually shitty parts. That's what's causing this problem. This is a Dodge Charger right next to me, or Challenger, and they're having similar problems there, and obviously Dodge is also made by Jeep. But I look at some of the other cars here and their rotors are fine. So it's not like it's on every car that it's happening to this extent. If you see, these rotors, they got a little bit of rust on them, but nowhere near that level of corrosion like mine. That's a Volkswagen. How about this Tesla over here, or this Mazda? Let's see. Tesla has good brakes. Even this Mazda, their brakes look okay. So I'm not gonna go through everybody's car here in the parking lot, but you get the picture. Obviously this video is quite a bit different than what I normally do, but I figured it's worth making because a lot of you are looking to move to Florida, and some of you may even be interested in living on the beach just like I do. But just keep in mind, if you are going to live on the beach, your vehicle could end up getting destroyed. And if you own your car, well, then that could be obviously much more of a problem than like for me when I'm leasing it. But just to put this into perspective, my Camaro is almost 30 years old, and this Jeep has pretty much the same amount of rust on it as that Camaro does in a 30-year lifespan. And that's been through winters in Illinois and salty roads and down here all this time. So part of it is just terrible, crappy parts that they're putting on vehicles nowadays. But the other part of it is that this thing sits outside 24/7. I live right on the beach. It gets all this ocean air and ocean spray 24/7. And obviously it puts your vehicle in a vulnerable position. Just know that if you're gonna live on the beach, you're gonna wanna try to protect your car as much as possible. Maybe get like a rust-proof coating underneath it. You could also make sure you're gonna be parking it in a good parking garage. I parked this thing outside because even though the building has a parking garage here, it's still completely open air, and that's like the ventilation system. So even though the garage gets airflow, it's coming directly off the Atlantic Ocean. So you're still getting all that salty, misty, humid air coming right into your car, whether it's parked in the garage or outside. And my logic here is thinking, well, at least if I park it outside where it's uncovered, it's going to get rain, which will rinse off some of that salty ocean air, versus leaving it covered all the time. Then it's always going to accumulate on the car, and it would probably be even worse by now.